On Christmas Eve, 3 homeless people discover a crying child, abandoned, tossed in the garbage. Akin to 3 wise men come to praise their new king, they endeavor to take care of the child and see that she is safely returned. Hannah, a transgender woman, initially wants to wait until morning before delivering her to the authorities, wanting one night to be a mother. She is eventually convinced to return the child sooner, knowing that the child's parents must be in despair over what they have done. Hannah genuinely loves Christmas and sees her meeting the child as an act of God and a mission given to herself and her chosen family. Although lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender people combined comprise, at most, 1 out of 10 people in total, they make up 4 out of 10 homeless people, a wildly disproportionate amount. This is the result of family rejection, often at a young age. Hannah's exaggerated speaking and wildly emotional takes might seem immature at a glance, but one needs to understand that many LGBT people desire to live out the joys and emotions of a childhood that was taken from them, a childhood they were not allowed to have. Because of this rejection, many in the community have a patchwork of a family, a chosen family or found family. Hannah was abandoned as a child and never knew her family, but she says that she suspects that if they ever came to know her, to know who she is, they may have rejected her anyway. At best, she may have had a few good years as a child before having to come out to her parents and face homelessness anyway.
Babies are always better off with their real parents. You know that.
I don't think that's always the case.
Hannah was not always homeless, but after the passing of her boyfriend, she had nowhere else to go. Hannah calls the owner of a local bar Mother. It is the only name ever given to her. It is the totality of who she is to Hannah and what she represents to her. Although transgender women and drag queens are not the same, there is still considerable overlap between the two communities, as many drag queens are trans women, such as Gia Gunn and Monica Beverly Hills. It can be inferred that Mother is Hannah's drag mother, the woman who taught her to perform and protected her. Hannah's chosen family goes far beyond her former world of performance, however, as she has been blessed with Gin and Miyuki. Gin has been living on the streets for a long time. How Hannah and Gin met and how they became a chosen family is left to our imaginations. To Gin, Hannah is perhaps a sister, though he misgenders her from time to time. To Hannah, it is more complicated, as she has feelings for Gin and sees him more as a husband.
They're in trouble right now and you don't care at all!
What do you think this is? You're not my damn wife.
Though Gin might deny it, their relationship is closer to how Hannah pictures it, as they bicker and argue but still love each other, and they take care of a teenage girl as if they were her parents, not one parent and a sibling. Gin is straight, as best as anyone can tell anyway, but he requires a chosen family all the same. He believes it is too late for him to have anything else. While Hannah loudly proclaims who she is to the world, Gin is ashamed of who he is and who he turned out to be. He lies to Hannah, telling her that his daughter and wife passed away, that he was once a professional bicyclist who threw a race to earn money to pay a hospital bill, and that is why he's homeless. In truth, Gin lost his money and his family through his gambling and debts. When Hannah learns Gin has been lying all this time, she reacts the way a wife would if her husband had lied all these years. She is hurt, betrayed, not only by the lie, but by the fact that her relationship with Gin means more to her than it does to him. Miyuki has only been homeless for about 6 months. She's a runaway. She stabbed her father after she mistakenly believed that he got rid of her pet. Although untrue, the fact that she believed it and attacked her father suggests that he must have mistreated her prior to this. To Miyuki, her father had been controlling and stifling. In a dream, Miyuki sees Gin as her father and Hannah as her mother. It is not clear what he did to make Miyuki despise him, but it seems as though both are willing to have some kind of reconciliation. What happens to Miyuki after this is unknown. Will she return home? If so, will she stay in contact with Hannah and Gin? Would Miyuki's father allow that? Wouldn't that break up a family while re-establishing another? The chosen family of Hannah, Gin, and Miyuki is chosen by others as well, the parents of the baby. They choose the trio to be the godparents, another kind of relative who is not blood related but significant all the same. Everyone in the story, having lost their family in one way or another, seeks to create a new one. Sachiko lost her baby during childbirth and in her grief stole the child that the trio found. Sachiko could not bear the loss, but instead of repairing her life with a chosen family, she steals the family of another. Sachiko and the baby are not a chosen family, as the child did not and would not have chosen her in return. But Hana, Gin, and Miyuki are a family, as real as any blood relatives. It is a family not only chosen by themselves, but based on the events of the story, chosen by God. The events of the story are too unlikely to be coincidence. Too many life-changing events, too many lives reaching their peaks within the span of a couple hours. When the baby is in danger, Hana risks her life to save the child, and she herself is only saved through a miracle, a powerful gust of wind that somehow lifts them both into the air and gently lands them safely without a scratch. Gin is saved as well through another miracle, as he ends up in a hospital on Christmas Eve, tended to by a woman who turns out to be his daughter. His daughter forgives him, and though Gin cannot rejoin the family in the same capacity as before, he is invited to be a father again, to see his daughter, maybe give her away at her forthcoming wedding. As all of this is happening, on the very same night, Miyuki sees her father for the first time in 6 months. Everything comes together by divine intervention. Hana and Gin are in possession of a winning lottery ticket, another blessing from God for their faithfulness on this Christmas. The trio, this family, is divinely chosen. A chosen family is a bond of people who have no one else. It's not an accident of birth, something nobody chooses but simply has happened to them in the first moments of their lives. A chosen family is not a coincidence.